I don't want to say that this fight happened the way that I intended it to happen or the way that I thought that it would take place in my mind, but it kind of did. What was our main talking point on this, AJ? Gregory Rodriguez has fallen in love with the hands. He's such a great jiu-jitsu practitioner, but for whatever reason, he just wants to knock people out. And I said we saw him be the nail against Jung Young Park, and he wasn't quite the greatest nail. There were points in this fight where he was very much the nail. But there was more points, I personally think, where he was the hammer and he was giving it out to Petrosyan. He might have not have been landing the point shots, right? The shots that win you a karate point fighting tournament, but he did land the shots that make the statement in an MMA fight. So talk me through it, brother. Petrosyan did more damage on the feet in terms of striking numbers, right? I mean, he mixed it up like 40 shots to the legs, 40 to the body, 40 to the head. Rodriguez was headhunting, but he was landing the bigger oohs and ahs of the moment. You know what I mean? Landing the big shots, crowd pleasing. In this, where you have to weigh up on two scales, numbers versus excitement and power, and we're going to talk about this clearly in another fight on the main card. How are you judging this right here?
Man, I always go for the power shots. Like if you're just sitting there just tapping somebody in the face, not doing any damage, no matter what, it's not like that detrimental, you know. But if you're getting smacked on and every punch this dude lands is clubbing you, you're feeling it, you're moving back, you're staying on the back foot, I think that deserves a little bit more weight as far as the scoring goes. I just wish there was kind of unison, you know, like if they were going to score one way, like, all right, guys, you know, today we're going all off of points, you know, that's how we're going to look at it. Points, because the judges, they don't have the numbers, you know. We get a little spoiled in the fight. Get to see the numbers, we get to see the striking, you know, where the mix up, the head to the body, the legs, and all that stuff. The judges don't see that, and as a human, you can't count how many strikes are actually landed, but you can see the big impactful ones that actually hit. And I just wish they would judge one the same way they judge the entire rest of the fight, or the rest of the fights, the entire rest of the night, excuse me. Because it just mixes it up. You know, sometimes the points win, sometimes the damage win. Me personally, I think damage always takes the upper echelon of it. What about you, Derek?
Well, I don't necessarily agree there because I do think that at the end of the day, on a number basis, right, if you were outlanding your opponent 2-1, like, you do deserve to win, right? You know, it might not have been the big blow up shots, right? But it's like the Cyril Gane approach. It's like you're just picking away, you know, picking away at him, da 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 da. Next thing I know, oh, I'm up all of these strikes. Yeah, you might land a big shot or two, but I've done the more impactful work necessarily, right? I beat up your body from head to toe. I've done all of that. If you look at the numbers on this fight, man, 127 significant strikes landed for Petrosyan, 61 landed for Rodriguez. So even though Rodriguez passed the eye test and he was walking him down, landing the big shots, doing where he kept hitting his head, where he'd go like that, just, you know, like he looked mean, he looked nasty, but that's not what wins you a fight. What wins you a fight is punching the other guy in the face, kicking him in the legs, kicking him in the body, kicking him in the face, whatever. I will say the takedowns for Gregory Rodriguez were something because he did have a couple of deep submission attempts on Petrosyan that Petrosyan was able to get out of, and that's what I count right there. I say, okay, you got these submission attempts. Well, that's more valuable than just a couple of leg kicks right there. You know, you had a potentially fight-ending sequence. How am I going to judge that in comparison to the dude who just landed a couple shots that didn't really faze Rodriguez? Either way, the split decision went in favor of Armen Petrosyan. I believe on verdict, the verdict community actually scored it in favor of Rodriguez. But this is not one that you can sit there and be upset about either way, right? Because if they would have gave the nod to Rodriguez, everybody probably would have been like, but our Petrosyan outlanded him 2-1. How did Rodriguez win the fight? So I think this was a matter of that. But are you upset with the decision, I guess, is the ultimate question.
No, I'm not upset with the decision. The one thing I am a little upset with, if I'm not mistaken, somebody scored this. One of the judges scored this 30-27. That's a little more egregious. I heard that come out, and I was like, "What 30-12? Okay, I don't know. I just don't know what fight you're watching, brother." But all right, you know, no, I think this one made not a robbery report. Definitely one way or the other. It happens at it is how it is. So I like the fight. I had Rodriguez winning as well, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I was glad that it was just a little bit of a war. That was a good fight.
All right, brother. So I'm glad that I actually took the time to look it up because I was about to absolutely slander one of these judges for giving the 30-27 in favor of Petrosyan. And I thought it was somebody who I'm not going to name, but it was Tony Weeks. We'll put that one out there. That's the referee, Tony Weeks. He gave it 30-27 in favor of Petrosyan. And when we look at the media scorecards, man, it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10-4 in favor of Rodriguez. So take that for what it's worth, man. I still think it was a really close fight. I don't think that you can be upset here because the lesson learned for Rodriguez is you just have to be more active. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was a cardio thing. I don't know what the situation was. The control time was good, over a minute and 30 seconds of control time, but got outlanded 2-1. He landed the big shots, but you got to just pick it up a little bit. Am I surprised that this was the result? Not necessarily, especially given that Petrosyan is literally a striking champion, a Muay Thai and karate champion. I'm just surprised Rodriguez didn't want to get it to the ground quicker. I thought that was going to be more of a key game plan, and that broke my 5-fight parlay right there. Otherwise, it would have been perfect on the night. So we'll take that for what it is worth, man. But shout out to Armen Petrosyan. I do think that he's going to be a fixture in the middleweight division, given that he stays there. I mean, who says that he doesn't go up to light heavyweight? I'm really interested to know why he actually came down to 185 for this fight. But either way, big win for Armen Petrosyan.